So we are still reading The Magic Tree House, Dinosaurs Before Dark, and we just finished chapter 4 where they saw the Triceratops. Gold in the grass. Go, go, said Jack. He threw his notebook into his backpack. He pushed Annie towards the rope ladder. Bye, Henry, she said. Go, said Jack. He gave Annie another push. Quit it, she said, but she started up the ladder. Jack scrambled after her. She went up the ladder to go back to the treehouse, and Jack followed up right after her. And Jack and Annie tumbled into the treehouse. They were panting as they looked out the window at the dinosaur. It was standing on the hilltop, eating flowers off a tree. Oh, man, whispered Jack. We are in a time long ago. The dinosaur looked like a huge rhinoceros with 3 horns instead of 1. It had 2 long horns above its eyes, and another one grew out of his nose. It had a big shield-like thing behind its head. Triceratops, said Jack. Does he eat people? Asked Annie. I'll look it up. Jack grabbed the dinosaur book, flipped through the pages. There, said Jack, pointing to a picture of a Triceratops. He read the caption. The Triceratops lived in the late period. The plant-eating dinosaur weighed over 12,000 pounds. Jack slammed the book shut. Just plants, no meat. Whew, good, said Annie. Let's go see him up close. Are you crazy? Said Jack. Don't you want to take notes about him? Asked Annie. We're probably the first people in the whole world to ever see a real live Triceratops. Jack sighed. Annie was right. Okay, let's go, he said. Jack shoved the dinosaur book into his backpack. He slung his backpack over his shoulder. Annie started down the ladder, and Jack followed her. Just promise you won't pet him, Jack called down to Annie. I promise, said Annie. Promise you won't kiss him, said Jack. I promise, said Annie. Promise you won't talk to him. I promise, said Annie. Promise you won't. Don't worry, said Annie. Annie and Jack stepped off the ladder. The pteranodon gave them a friendly look. Annie blew him a kiss. Be back soon, Henry, she called. Shh, said Jack, and he led the way slowly and carefully through the ferns. When Jack and Annie reached the bottom of the hill, they knelt behind a bush. Annie started to speak, but Jack quickly put his finger to his lips to remind her. Shh. Then he and Annie peeked out at the Triceratops. The dinosaur was bigger than a truck. He was eating the flowers off of a magnolia tree. Jack slipped his notebook out of his backpack. He wrote, eats flowers. Annie nudged him. Jack ignored her. He studied the Triceratops again. He wrote, eats slowly. Annie nudged him harder. Jack looked at her. Annie pointed to herself. She walked her fingers through the air. She pointed to the dinosaur. She smiled. Is she teasing? Jack wondered. Annie waved at Jack. Jack started to grab her. She laughed and jumped away. She fell into the grass in full view of the Triceratops. She started to go away to see the Triceratops, even though Jack was trying to be quiet and not move from the bush. Get back, whispered Jack. Too late. The big dinosaur had spotted Annie. He gazed down at her from the hilltop. That means to look down. Half of a magnolia flower was sticking out of his mouth. Oops, said Annie. Get back, Jack said again. He looks nice, Jack, Annie said. Nice? Watch out for his horns, Annie, said Jack. The Triceratops gazed calmly down at Annie. Then he turned and looped down the side of the hill. Bye, said Annie. She turned back to Jack. See? Jack grunted, but he wrote in his notebook, nice. Come on, let's look around some more, said Annie. This picture. Looks like Jack found something. As Jack started after Annie, he saw something glittering in the tall grass. Jack reached down and picked it up. It was a gold medallion. Look at that. A letter was engraved on the medallion. A fancy M. Oh man, someone was here before us, Jack said softly. We're going to stop there, and we're going to continue on Monday. So, they ran up to the top of the treehouse, remember? And then they went and they looked through the dinosaur book. They checked to see if the Triceratops was a meat eater. Did he eat animals and people, or did he only eat plants? Turns out he only ate plants. Annie convinced Jack to go down the rope ladder again and go and see the Triceratops, because she said, you know what? I bet you we are the only ones who will ever see a Triceratops. So they were there, and then they hid behind a bush, and Annie kept pushing Jack. Come on, Jack, come on. But Jack was studying the Triceratops. He kept looking at him. And she's like, come on. He wasn't paying attention, so sorry, that's my cat. She jumped, and she went, and she was in the tall grass while he was eating the flowers, and the Triceratops was just looking at them. And then when Jack went to go chase after her, he saw a big gold circle with the letter M on it. And he picked it up and he said, ooh, someone else was here before us. So the things that we are going to make today, we are going to make a tree, and we are going to make the medallion also. Okay, so let's have fun doing that.